The birth of Jesus is one of the most familiar stories in the Bible. Many people hear it every year, but familiarity can sometimes hide its power. This is not just a story about a baby, it is a story about how God chose to reach a broken world. God did not come with armies, He did not arrive in a palace, He did not announce Himself through power or force. God chose humility. The birth of Jesus is one of the most well-known stories in human history. Many people have heard it since childhood, yet its deeper meaning is often overlooked. This story is not simply about a baby being born. It is about how God chose to enter the world. God did not come loudly. He did not come with violence or force. He came quietly, gently, and humbly. And that choice reveals God's heart toward humanity. The world Jesus was born into. When Jesus was born, the world was filled with fear, oppression, and division. The Roman Empire ruled with power. People believed strength came from control and authority. Yet God's answer to a hurting world was not domination, it was incarnation. Luke chapter 2, verses 1 and 2. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken. A global political decision set the stage for a divine moment. God used ordinary events to fulfill eternal purpose. The world Jesus entered. When Jesus was born, the world was ruled by power and fear. Rome controlled nations through military strength. People believed authority came from dominance. Yet God did not challenge power with power. He challenged power with love. Luke chapter 2, verse 1. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken. A political command moved Joseph and Mary to Bethlehem. What seemed ordinary was actually divine preparation. God often works through everyday circumstances to accomplish eternal plans. The humble journey, Luke chapter 2, verses 4 to 7. Mary and Joseph traveled to Bethlehem. No comfort, no special treatment, no recognition. Luke chapter 2, verse 7. She gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no guest room available for them. The Savior of the world. This shows us God's grace is not reserved for the important. It is available to the willing. Why humility was God's strategy. Humility removes fear. Power creates distance. Humility invites closeness. Jesus came as a baby so people could approach him without fear. Philippians 2, 7 through 8. He made himself nothing, taking the very nature of a servant. God did not lower his holiness, he lowered his position. This shows us that God values relationship more than recognition. What this means for us today. Many people feel unqualified, unworthy, too broken. But Jesus was born into brokenness on purpose. God did not wait for humanity to clean itself up. He entered the mess. Romans 5, 8. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. If God came humbly then, He still meets us humbly now. He meets us humbly, not with force. The shepherds, God's first audience. God could have announced Jesus' birth to kings. Instead, He chose shepherds. Shepherds were ordinary workers, often ignored, often forgotten. Luke 2, 10 through 11. Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all people. God's message was not just for the powerful, it was for everyone. This tells us that no one is too small to be seen by God. Humility versus power in our lives. The world teaches us to chase recognition, control, influence. But Jesus teaches service, surrender, love. True strength is not loud. True power is not proud. True leadership kneels. What the birth of Jesus means for us today.
Jesus did not wait for humanity to become perfect. He entered the world as it was, broken, hurting, lost. Romans 5:8. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. If God came humbly then, He still meets us humbly now. He meets us humbly, not with force. He meets us in confusion, in weakness, in fear, in quiet moments. Humility versus worldly power. The world teaches us to chase success, control, recognition. Jesus teaches us service, trust, love. True strength is not loud. True power is not proud. True leadership kneels. The manger challenges how we define greatness. The message of the manger. The manger tells us God is not far away. God